Hi, I'm Dr. Brenda Ingram Salter, board certified licensed clinical pastoral counselor. Welcome to the Counseling Corner, affectionately called TCC. Today I want to share with you a topic that is very dear to most of our hearts. At some point in time, we've all experienced it, and that topic is the topic of grief. We've lost loved ones, some that are close, very close to our hearts, and then there are others that may be even colleagues or friends or other relatives. But today I want to share with you that grieving is a natural process, and we all need to undertake grieving whenever we've lost a loved one. Don't allow anyone to talk you out of it. If you don't grieve healthily, properly, at the proper time, it may show up in other areas of your life later. 5 years from now, you may fall into a deep depression and wonder why. It may simply be because you did not take the time to grieve. So I'm going to talk to you about 7 stages of grief. Some models include 5 stages, but I like the one that consists of a total of 7 different stages. The first stage is shock and denial. Now, when you hear about the loss of your loved one, you may deny that it ever happened. Although you know this person has transitioned, you may go into this stage called denial, and then you may also experience shock. Shock is there to help you so that you don't go into any deep areas of denial when you hear of this news. So the shock factor is necessary. It helps to protect you. So during this first stage of denial and shock, be aware that it's a real stage and that it's okay. The second stage is pain and guilt. You may go through excruciating pain. You may experience pain on all levels, body pains, aches, and all kinds of excruciating pain. You may experience even physically. You may have migraine headaches. You may experience lack of sleep, but it will get better. During the same stage, I like to include guilt because many people experience guilty feelings. They wonder, what could I have done better? What should I not have done? This is also a natural process that you will undertake as you go through the grieving process. As you move forward, the next step is anger and bargaining. You may become very angry, but I want to caution you in this stage that you not get angry and blame other people for the loss of your loved one. There may be those times when you know in your heart of hearts that the other person is not to be blamed, but you may blame them, and it may cause you a relationship in your future. So be aware that the anger should not be disappropriated, that you may feel angry, you may be upset, but I, as a Christian counselor, say what the Bible says. It's okay to be angry, but don't sin when you are angry. Bargaining is a part of this stage as well, where you may try to bargain with God or the powers that be and say things like, if you bring them back, I will do something that you know you just cannot do, or I won't do something. And so this is a bargaining stage, and to be aware that this is a part of the process, the grieving process. You will not have to question why you're doing this. It's just a part of the process. However, you want to check yourself and say, I'm going to go through this, but I know that this is just a part of what I'm going through because of the loss of my loved one. I know they are gone. And for those who are born again, we always say they're in a better place and they wouldn't want to come back. And so we are not going to try to bring them back with bargaining in this phase. The next stage is a stage that really has 3 inundations, I call them. And it's depression, reflection, and loneliness. Now, during this stage, you may become depressed. You may become withdrawn. You may not want to attend social events or be around lots of people. You may decide that you want to close the blinds and be in a very secluded space and place. It may also include a time of reflection where you're reflecting on things of the past with that loved one. Know that while you are reflecting, you may feel a strong sense of loneliness. I'm saying to you, submit and yield to those feelings. There are some people who don't know better. They may be well-meaning, but who don't know better, and they will tell you not to submit to that. I'm saying give in to the feelings, feel the feelings, feel the hurt so that you can get over it. It's okay. It's healthy to do this in this stage. Now the depression will lift. So it's not clinical depression. This is the kind of depression that just comes along with suffering the loss of a loved one. The next stage is the fifth stage, and it is what we call the upward turn. This is where you begin to feel some relief from your frustrations, from your pain. You are now beginning to have a more positive outlook. You're able to engage in conversations where, although you may still feel some of the pain, you are able to smile about some of the things that you have reflected on during this upward turn. Next is the reconstruction and working through stage, and that's stage 6 of this particular grief model. During the reconstruction and working through stage, you are beginning to reconstruct your life. You're beginning to put things back together again. If it is that it was a spouse that you lost, that spouse might have been the one that was responsible for the business of the home. And now you're having to take on those responsibilities. At this stage, you are beginning to reconstruct, either doing the things that you once did or taking on some of the things that you knew needed to be done, but you just didn't feel like it at the time. During this time of grieving, you let some things go undone. And now you're beginning to work through the things that you need to work through so that you can begin to put yourself back together again. And that last stage, stage 7, is acceptance and hope. During this stage, you have begun to accept the loss of your loved one, and you're hoping again. You're beginning to think that maybe I can move on and not feel guilty about moving on. Maybe at this point in time, you're saying, I accept this as a loss. Though I can do nothing about it, I can celebrate memories and I can hope again. I want to share with you that during these 7 stages of grief, every single person will have a different cadence. Every single person will have a different time frame in which he will grieve. But I want you to know that it is, again, okay to grieve. And though for some people it may take only a couple of months, it may take you 6, 7, 8 months. And some theorists, some therapists, and some counselors say even 12 months to 18 months. You may find yourself vacillating, going between stage 1 and stage 2 again. And you may go back to various stages. I want you to know that that's okay as well. Go through the grieving process. And when you come out of it, know that there will be hope, there will be love, there will be great memories that you can continue to bask in, and that you will be all right. I'm Dr. Brenda Ingram Salter from the Counseling Corner on the 7 stages of grief. Until we meet next time, continue to be very richly blessed. God bless you.